A very warm welcome to one and all. I'm going to present a case report titled as Confluence of Contemporary Materials to Solve an Old Problem, flabby ridge. A flabby ridge is superficial, displaceable area of soft tissue. It is actually a replacement of alveolar bone by fibrous tissue with poor dental supporting properties, most commonly seen in anterior maxilla as a result of combination syndrome due to excessive load on the residual ridge. Flabby ridge is a clinical condition that affects the retention, stability, and support of the complete dental prosthesis. It is a tissue adaptation to overcome the changes caused by residual ridge resorption. Flabby ridges could arise as a result of ill-fitting dentures, lower anteriors opposing upper edentulous ridge, overnight wearing of denture, along with that ridge resorption, or due to aberrant forces on the prosthesis, long-term denture wear, and poor systemic health. There are three main approaches to manage a flabby or displaceable ridge, which includes first is surgical removal, which is indicated for pendulous ridges that interfere with the dental stability. This technique can be considered only if there are no systemic complications. It is contraindicated if there is little or no alveolar bone. Also, retention of the prosthesis is adversely affected by the significant loss of cellular depth that aid in border seal. Second approach is implant retained fixed or removable prosthesis, which offers better retention and stability, but factors that must be considered are surgical factors, general health of the patient, risk of the surgical complications or implant failure, and patient's convenience. And the final one is conventional complete denture prosthesis without surgical intervention. Variety of impression techniques are practiced in conventional prosthetic management. Uncontrolled displacement of the mobile fibrous tissue from its resting position by forces exerted during conventional impression recording results in an impression with distorted dental wearing area. Numerous impression techniques has been described in literature for recording flabby ridges. Watson in 1970 described the window technique. A mucocompressive impression of normal tissues is first made using zinc oxide eugenol impression paste. In second stage, a low viscosity mix of plaster of Paris is painted over the flabby tissue through the window. Devlin in 1985 uses a locating rod that was positioned in the center of the palatal tray but proclined to allow the second special tray impression to be guided in an oblique upward and backward direction to envelop the palatal tray. Zafarullah Khan technique is similar to the Watson's window technique. In Hopkirk's technique, a single custom tray is used. The secondary impression is recorded with heavy body addition silicone. The areas of movable tissues are cut out and relief holes are made. Wash impression is recorded using light body impression material. The massage technique makes final impression in single visit by eliminating the need to fabricate custom tray from the cast obtained from the preliminary impression. So starting with our case report, a 56-year-old male patient visited the Department of Prosthodontics with the chief complaint of ill-fitting upper denture since 1 year. The patient had a history of extraction of mandibular anteriors 2 years back. The patient was hypertensive and is on medication for same. On intraoral examination, patient revealed flabby tissue in the maxillary anterior region and a severely resorbed mandibular ridge. So the treatment plan was designed for fabricating a complete denture with a modified impression technique, causing minimal displacement of the denture during function with maximum retention and stability. Maxillary primary impression was made using irreversible hydrocolloid impression material, and mandibular impression was made using type 2 impression compound. Primary cast was poured using beading and boxing with type 2 gypsum. Custom tray was fabricated using double spacer on flabby area, which will provide relief on the displaceable tissue. Border molding was done using type 3 impression compound and spacer was removed and pre-adhesive was applied. Impression was recorded using an aquasil monophase impression as its physiotropic property ensures adequate flow under pressure. After that, the impression was removed from the patient's mouth and impression in the region of flabby area was removed with a blade and relief holes were made. Light body was injected in the custom tray over the flabby portion and then placed in patient's mouth. Different viscosities of impression materials were selected so as to record the load-bearing area in functional state and other areas, that is flabby tissue and relief areas under minimal displacement. Mandibular final impression was made using all-green impression technique, and watch impression was made using zinc oxide eugenol. Final cast was poured using type 3 gypsum. Centric jaw relation was recorded using check bite method. Trying was done when dentures were processed and denture insertion was done successfully, and patient is happy after 3 months of follow-up. Impression making plays an important role in complete denture fabrication. Various impression techniques have been described in literature to record the flabby tissue. Littlelow described the technique where two separate impression materials are used in the custom tray using plaster of Paris over flabby tissue and zinc oxide eugenol over normal tissue. Osborne described the technique where two separate impression materials and impression trays were used separately to record the flabby and normal tissue. Watson described the window technique where custom tray is made with window over the flabby tissue. Low viscosity mix of plaster of Paris is painted over the flabby tissue through the window. Each technique has its own disadvantages and advantages. This case report describes a simple technique to record flabby tissues in their undisplaced state using readily available clinical materials like polyvinyl siloxanes in varying consistency. The Hopkirk's technique described does not involve extra clinical steps in construction of complete denture. The impression materials used in this technique are widely used. The advantages of choosing monophase impression material is that due to inherent nature of material, different consistencies can be achieved by varying the pressure applied on the material during mixing. So, I would like to conclude that managing a patient with flabby maxillary ridge can be a challenging as flabby ridge gets displaced during conventional impression making procedure and results in instability of denture. Mucostatic technique may not make the best use of available tissue support and movement of the denture base relative to the support tissues may be a problem. So with such modified impression techniques, these ridges can be managed effectively without any additional clinical visits as compared to patients with normal edentulous ridges, which are cost-effective, easy, time-saving procedures. This led to a better end result and better patient compliance. These are the references. Thank you.